Welcome once more to Langholm Initiative AGM. A different format this year, all down to that pesky virus. This time we're online. 12 months ago, the majority of us were unfamiliar with the terms Zoom and Teams and their variants. While many of you may have become proficient at navigating your way through the entrance portals of these sites, some of us are still chapping at the door, ages after the meeting has started. That's when Jason gets the frantic phone call. For many people, this has been the worst year of their lives, and we offer our sympathy to all those in our community and those further afield who have suffered from the loss of loved ones due to COVID. Early on in the pandemic, Langholm Initiative was recognised by Development Trust Scotland as an anchor organisation within the community. This granted us access to funds from the Scottish Government to mitigate against some of the challenges that the virus had thrown up. Thus, we secured funding for Langholm Community Day Centre to help provide their Meals on Wheels service. We have also assisted the COVID-19 response group to provide co-op food vouchers to vulnerable families and individuals, and helped Outpost Arts to facilitate a series of mental health workshops. As a result of the decisions taken by members at our last AGM, we submitted an application to Oscar to become a SCIO, a Scottish Charitable Incorporated Organisation, to pursue our goal of purchasing Langholm Moor on behalf of the community. Meantime, like many other businesses and charities, with universal lockdown, we had to suspend most of our projects and put our employees on furlough. Over that time, staff worked out new, innovative ways of delivering their particular projects. Sadly, the Tourist Information Centre based at Welcome to Langholm had to close for nearly 9 months. However, board member Campbell Scott was able to continue to lead the working party researching the refurbishment of the Townfoot Sports Centre. The working party's plans and options were displayed in the tourist office window, and people were invited to comment or register their views by alternative means. Then, of course, there was the ongoing negotiations with government bodies, the Clew Estates and Langholm Initiative over the Moor, which culminated in that wonderful result last October, when we were able to announce that the money had been raised, all 3.8 million of it. This was largely down to the passion, tenacity and negotiating skills of 2 individuals, Kevin Cumming and our Vice Chairman, John Hanrahan. They were supported in their efforts by a strong working party consisting of volunteers and trustees, one of whom, Peter Rennick, took on responsibility for setting up the crowdfunder, which contributed so substantially to the buyout. Over the last 15 months, Langholm Initiative membership has increased from just over 100 to close on 740. This membership is not all local. We have supporters worldwide, from Indonesia, USA, Canada, and many parts of Europe. The crowdfunder was supported by over 4,000 people and raised £52,000 over the £200,000 target figure. And at this point, I must say a huge thanks to Alison Hutton, one of our volunteers. You're doing a great job, Alison. I will leave it to the leaders to bring you up to date with their particular projects, where we are with the Sports Centre and the very latest news on the Moor, which has recently transitioned to become the Langholm Initiative Trading Company Limited, Taris Valley Nature Reserve. It will have its own board of directors and advisors. This development allows Langholm Initiative, the parent body, to retain its charitable status and carry out its purposes as enshrined in its constitution. As I said in my invitation, this has been one of the most exciting and tumultuous years in Langholm Initiative's history. We could not have achieved what we have without teamwork. I've spoken at previous AGMs about my team, akin almost to my family. I'm so proud of them all. I'm not just referring to the employees, but to my fellow trustees. At the beginning of this crisis, it was decided to change from monthly board meetings to fortnightly, so we could monitor more closely the changes taking place and act swiftly when decisions had to be made. The trustee, Sarah Stewart, took on the role of minute taker and secretary. She brought to the job a wealth of experience gained working for CAB, as well as a number of other charitable organisations in southern England. She is super efficient and a delight to work with. Kate, our bookkeeper, has had more than her fair share to contend with over the last year, battling with recalcitrant banks and setting up new bank accounts. Digital banking is not as easy as some would have you think. Hopefully, with the appointment of our new financial administrator, Joyce Ireland, Kate's burden should shortly become a little easier. Said goodbye to Caris. She had been working as our education officer with Eskdale for the last 2 years and had been doing a marvellous job with the schools in the area. We wish her the best of luck in her new job with the Carbon Centre. It was also with great sorrow, towards the end of September, I received a letter of resignation from our inspirational Buyout leader, Kevin. He had been headhunted by the John Muir Trust. It was agreed with his new employers that he could continue to work for Langholm Initiative 2 days a week until the sale was completed. We are extremely grateful to John Muir Trust for their understanding. However, we have not let him go completely. He's now a co-opted member of our board and he is vice chair of the new TVNR board. Judith is our longest serving member of staff and has been with Langholm Initiative almost since its inception. She has announced she would like to retire in the early autumn. She will complete her current project and hopefully hand over to an equally accomplished successor. Jason continues to grow in experience, and apart from his digital skills programme, he is now leading a group of young people from our area who are participating in the STEM Challenge, the only non-school-led group to be doing so. Having paid tribute to the board and staff, I cannot miss out our volunteers, of which I believe we have over 90, 26 of whom are working for our tourist service alone. All are valuable contributors to the services we provide. However, I feel I have to single out Mary Telford Jamie, who came to us a little over a year ago, offering to act as a fund finder. Up to this point, project managers had to find their own funding, an onerous task and time-consuming undertaking. Mary brought to the task a wealth of experience and knowledge, having worked in many sectors over the years, from nursing, college tutoring, mentoring, and local authority administration. Long may you stay with us, Mary. This report has taken a little longer than normal, but I think you will agree that despite the many upsets of recent months, Langholm Initiative have triumphed over the odds and have much to celebrate.
Our project Textiles Eskdale celebrates the rich textile heritage of Langholm while looking for new opportunities for the future. Many older adults in the community today would have left school and gone straight to work in a mill until the 1980s and 90s, when the industry went into decline and the larger mills closed down. Although large-scale manufacturing opportunities have gone, we still have a wealth of local textile-related skills and experience, and the possibilities for creating new employment or self-employment for the future. Textiles Eskdale, or Weaving a Future as it was previously known, encourages the love of textiles in its widest sense. Not just weaving, but also sewing, patchwork, rug making, embroidery, knitting, crochet, and enables the passing on of those traditional skills to the younger generation. The project also encourages the use of waste materials and promotes the value of upcycling. Far too much textile waste is going into landfill, and the local project is doing its bit to support the national agenda of environmental sustainability and a circular economy. Before lockdown, we had delivered a wide range of workshops, talks and textile-related activities in various locations: Langham Day Centre, the Community Centre, the Social Club, the Parish Church, Langham Academy and Canonby Primary School. We engaged professional workshop leaders like Anne Hill of the Scottish Quilters, Jan Beadle, former tutor of weaving at Carlisle Art College, and garment technologist Anne Barber for the Get Shirty sessions. Textile artist Morag McPherson of Kirkcudbright worked with Academy cluster students to create digitally printed aprons backed with locally woven tweed as part of the Upland Making Connections project. We secured work experiences for a student at the London School of Fashion, Nigel Fernandez, with local companies Elliot's Shed and Rosa's Wardrobe. We were also fortunate to have an army of textiles volunteers, some of whom came into Langham Academy to share their skills with the first-year students, who learned to construct an item of their choice, use a sewing machine, and even sew on a button. We worked in partnership with Outpost Arts to deliver a weekly session called Making Space, using textile crafting for health and well-being. Our social group, In Stitches, met on a monthly basis to encourage and inspire each other, often sharing tips and resources. Then the pandemic and lockdown brought restrictions and challenges to everyone, forcing us to communicate and work in very different ways. But Textiles Eskdale had networked together a growing number of people in the community who have a passion for its aims and objectives and for textiles in general. Many have continued to develop their skills at home, with materials and instructions being dropped off to their doorstep. Inspired by the Anne Hill talk, many have made beautiful lap quilts for isolated older people, while others have become involved in making PPE. Many have used up remnants of fine quality sample pieces from Reed and Taylor to make tote bags, each person using their own sense of style and creativity. The In Stitches group has embraced the medium of Zoom for their creative sessions, with some members accessing support from Jason and our Digital Skills project to enable them to get online. Still on the subject of technology, we're working with the Dumfries and Galloway Developing the Young Workforce team to highlight the use of STEM subjects, that's science, technology, engineering and maths, in our textile businesses. We're very grateful to our local businesses, FTS Dyers, Drove Weavers, Elliot's Shed and Rosa's Wardrobe, for their cooperation with this. Emma and Leanne of Rosa's Wardrobe have also helped us to support Canonby Primary School for British Science Week by creating a series of videos to teach young students to use the sewing machines safely and to develop their sewing skills. We continue to work with our partners, Outpost Arts, to deliver the Upland project Making Connections, where textile artists and filmmakers are capturing both reminiscences of the weaving industry and also modern day examples of beautiful items which have been created during lockdown under the title Langham Made. In Eskdale, we're surrounded by fields full of sheep, mainly blackface and cheviots. Sadly, the price of wool has fallen so low that it barely covers the cost of shearing. We're currently exploring with partners across Dumfries and Galloway the potential for local processing of wool, both for commercial and artisan purposes. There is a perception that since the demise of the large-scale textile industry and subsequent job losses, that the textile industry is finished. But we have to think differently now and make the most of the creativity and skills that we have in Langham and Eskdale to support and develop small-scale, high-quality textile activity. This is at the very heart of the project Textiles Eskdale.
The Digital Skills Project is Langholm Initiative's response to the skills gap facing our rural communities. The project is based on research we undertook pre-pandemic back in 2019. Building our digital future was widely commended by our partners, as a solid foundation to build a digital inclusion project on. The project consists of 3 streams of work. Firstly, supporting people to build their essential digital skills: problem solving, staying safe online, transacting, communicating, and handling information. We've seen a massive impact from delivering this work, especially during COVID. People who were previously unable to stay connected with their loved ones are now Zooming and Skyping. People are discovering that the internet and technology is nothing to be scared of, that it can unlock a whole world of potential and interest. One of our participants had this to say about their time with the project. The project helped me overcome my fear of the web and not feel uncomfortable or on edge doing what I had to do every day. That's exactly what our work is all about, helping to build confidence and removing fear of the web and technology. Very excitingly, I'm delighted to announce that we'll soon be expanding our team and announcing a vacancy for a project assistant. The second part of our work is about encouraging and inspiring young people to pursue digital. The south of Scotland faces a crucial skills gap in our digital industry. Scotland IS, the trade body for technology, notes that just as vacancies in our vibrant national industry are increasing, relevant qualifications are dropping. We need to encourage our young people to pursue STEM careers and enable them to do that here in our area. We've been working to deliver a STEM project, Industrial Cadets, with a group of young people. Ours is the only team in Scotland not led by a school, and that gives us more creativity and freedom to have fun with it. We're also supporting the development of foundation apprenticeships with our colleagues at Skills Development Scotland and Dumfries and Galloway Council. The last part of our work is about supporting local, small businesses to develop their digital confidence. We've worked with Business Gateway, Dumfries and Galloway to deliver Langholm Digital, a place-based digital marketing course which 15 local businesses attended. One of our local entrepreneurs said, "Thank you so much. I learned a lot and it really opened my eyes. I feel much better placed to proceed with my current business and start a new one." There are so many exciting things coming up for our digital skills project, including expanding our team, participating in the regional Bang Goes D&G event in May, and some very exciting developments with Scottish Government's digital team. We're here to support all of your digital needs, so why not get in touch and see what we can do for you. Before I finish, I'd like to thank our incredible board of trustees, but especially Margaret and Sarah for their keen support over the last year as this project developed. Its success really is a testament to their guidance and belief in me. Above all, I'd like to take a quick second to thank my dear colleague Judith as well. As she leaves Langholm Initiative for well-deserved retirement, we all owe her a debt of gratitude for her tenacity, passion, and belief that our community can aspire and succeed. She has been a fantastic mentor, colleague, and friend to me, and really is our shining star.
Hi everyone, my name's Kevin Cumming. I'm a board member of the Langholm Initiative and I was the project leader throughout the community buyout. I'm talking to you now from what is very soon to be the new community owned estate just outside of Langholm. So we're very, very close to the purchase of 5,200 acres being completed along with 6 residential properties in what will be the first ever community owned estate in the south of Scotland. So it's quite a momentous moment for the community of Langholm and hopefully helping spark a bright future here. Throughout the process there was a voluntary working group who put in countless hours to make this happen, and that consisted of Langholm Initiative Chair Margaret Poole, Vice Chair John Hanrahan, our local surf representative Peter Rennick, Alison Hutton, Neil Witherston, Mary Telford Jamie, Maureen Goff, and I want to say a wee special thanks as well to Keris Goff, who I think handled herself fantastically and really showed the future of Langholm with its youth in a really positive light, and somebody that we can be very proud of in the community. As well as Keris, we also had help from Richard Bunting for the PR side of things as well, and that was voluntary help. And Richard is a PR professional for a lot of environmental charities, and he reached out to help the community through the fundraising effort. So a big thank you to Richard as well. So the Langholm Initiative have set up a trading subsidiary company, and at the moment it has 5 directors. That trading company is going to be employing 2 members of staff, hopefully very soon, an estate manager and a development manager. So we'll hopefully be able to appoint people quite soon. And those positions are full-time jobs. The development manager post is being supported by the South of Scotland Enterprise, with the estate manager being supported by the Esme Fairbairn Foundation. We also have future ambitions to continue to try and bring the remaining 5,300 acres into community ownership, and continued discussions with Buccleuch Estates will happen on that. And we should mention a thank you to Buccleuch Estates for engaging so positively with us throughout the process. Everything was conducted amicably. There was a lot of complexities to the estate, and it's been a process that has gone pretty smoothly throughout. So we're really thankful for that as well. We have to thank the community of Langholm for their support, and also how sort of overwhelming and humbling it's been since the announcement of the fundraising target being reached, of the number of people who've been in touch with the initiative to offer their support going forward. It really has been fantastic. We have to say a thank you to the major funders, the Scottish Land Fund, South of Scotland Enterprise, the Carman Family Foundation, the Bentley Foundation, Garfield Weston, the Woodland Trust and the John Muir Trust as well, who have supported us right from the start. So all in all, it's been a really exciting time. There's a lot of work to be done. We're really just going to be getting started. We won't be able to do everything straight away, it'll take time. We're currently attempting to secure funding for an engagement post. We're also looking at developing a digital project to share what's happening at Langholm with the wider world, really. So these 2 projects that I'm describing there are very much in the development phase, but you can see that it's going to be an exciting time ahead. I'm going to round off now by saying a last couple of thank yous, and the first one is to the members of the community here in Langholm who supported us throughout, and we're looking forward to the support going into the future and how you can be involved. And then the very last one I'm going to say thank you to are the members of the public, including the local community, who put their hands in their pockets to make this possible at a really difficult time for so many. I think it showed a clear desire for this type of project, a sort of green recovery from COVID, and we're excited to get started in creating the community's Tarras Valley Nature Reserve. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'll just leave you with a little look across at what is the new Tarras Valley Nature Reserve. And hopefully the weather gets a little bit warmer very soon.